Hello friends and welcome to the Saitama Stacker channel. My name's Dean and I've got some fun stuff for you today. Just a little bit of reminiscing and then some just insane numbers when it comes to certain aspects of the community. Okay, nothing really to do with the token, but I'll get there and show you what I mean. I think it's fascinating and it's basically revisiting an old video that I made when I first started creating content on the Saitama token. So if this is the first time you're watching, I think you'll find it fascinating, but please make sure you do your own research before deciding whether or not Saitama is right for you. I make these videos for entertainment and for community building and not as a means or intended to be financial advice. All right, folks. So Saitama in the last 24 hours down about 10% on the week. This is a 7-day look at the graph. Still up about 17%. So I think there's a little bit probably out there, just a touch in the community, a little bit of maybe a realization that we may not get Saitamask launched this year. And there's some confirming information there. Now, it doesn't mean it won't happen, but it starts to become a question of, is it prudent to do it? We'll talk about that when I talk about the AMA with Russell. But let's take a quick look, see what's going on with the fundamentals, and then we'll jump into the news. So currently, Saitama has 287,447 holders. That is an increase of 887 over yesterday. Our market cap currently sits just under 2 billion and would rank us number 76 on the CoinGecko top 100 list. Now, not officially, those of you who are watching for the first time, we're not officially listed in their rankings, but our market cap compared against their rankings would slot us in at number 76. Just a matter of time until that information becomes official. Price, 7045. The volume in the last 24 hours, 19,724,000. So pretty robust volume still. That volume against our current market cap would suggest that it would take about 115 days to burn 1%. Current burn percentage is 56.07% of the total tokens burned. And I do have a 10-day average. We're averaging about 3.64% annual burn right now on a 10-day moving average. And in the last 24 hours, 8,700,000,000,000 tokens have burned. So that's the reduction in the supply. And there was some type of maybe a little bit of a reporting error between yesterday and today. The burn percentage was very tight together on the 20th and the 21st. Okay, that's 0.56, 0.91 on this one. If we're looking at the actual numbers, 0.591, 0.56. Okay, big jump today, 0.678. So there was a larger actual token burn, and it's definitely seen in the reflections today. And maybe you've noticed that about your reflections as well. I'll show you mine at the end. But let's start out chatting about, well, just a quick look. CertiK, the audit hasn't progressed from 95%. Okay, there was a big AMA today. The AMA was done by a YouTube content creator, ScottHermanCrypto. Okay, Scott is a Bostonian. My sister-in-law would love him. She is from Massachusetts and she gets her accent on. Scott's comes out here and there and it's good. I think it's an enchanting accent. Okay, but my sister-in-law would love it. Beautiful city, by the way. My wife and I were there just a few months ago. First time. Amazing place. So Scott interviewed Russell today. The first hour of this video is the AMA, and they addressed a lot of interesting topics. I thought it was a good interview, and I thought it was a good look. Okay, Russell in this video reminded me of the Russell in August that made me interested in this project, and it was why I decided, okay, I'm going to pick this project. I'm going to try to help the community. I'm going to create content and we're going to see if this project can be successful. And if it does, maybe I'll be a Saitama millionaire, someday. Hopefully still, that's my goal. Okay. But Russell is a guy who has a lot of confidence. And when he's on point and when he's bringing the information, you believe it, okay? He just says it with such authority and with such confidence that it's highly believable. And so they talk about many things. They talk about Lily Finance. They talk about Saitamask. They talk about the Bitmart situation. They talk about KuCoin, okay? Lots of things that we have questions about. So I would highly recommend that if you can, you try to watch the first hour of that interview. And I will post a link to it in my show notes from today in my description. And so you can link right to it. I watched it in 1.5 speed. Ends up taking about 40 minutes to get through it that way. Okay, but it's good information. And if you're a real Saitama fan and you haven't seen it yet, I think it's time well spent. Scott, nice job with the interview. Lots of good information there. But one of the key takeaways for me is that it is pretty likely that Saitamask will not launch until after the first of the year. And it has to do with how businesses work and when is a good time to do something. You know, if you're launching a new product in the United States in the retail space, you definitely want to do that somewhere late in the year, September, October, November, right into the Christmas season, because people here spend a lot of money leading up into Christmas. You know, the day after Thanksgiving, late November, we have a sales day called Black Friday. If you were to launch your product 5 days after Black Friday, you'd be a complete crazy person, okay? It wouldn't make any sense whatsoever. And so it sounds like, in lieu of what all is going on here, Saitamask might not drop till the first of the year. And what that will allow for is for all of the focus to be on that and not have people distracted by happiness, the holidays, their family, those kind of things, but more interested in their new year, their goals, their financial goals. And so it looks to me like that is a strong possibility we won't see Saitamask till after the first year. I don't have any inside information. It's just what I'm gathering from their take in this AMA. Okay, now Scott Herman is relatively new to me in the crypto space. I've been following people for quite a long time, and I think he's did a phenomenal job here. He has 11,000 subscribers. This particular video has a lot of views for a smaller channel people. If we have a video with 12,000 views, that is a strong video, okay? Now, it kind of made me think back to when I started creating content. And I went back and I looked because I actually had a video that I labeled "New Influencers Will Double Saitama Holders by Halloween." Okay, and this was September 22nd. So that was quite a stretch there. Like I was saying, we're going to double our holders in about 40 days. Okay, well, it doubled faster than that. But my whole premise behind that was there were new influencers that were just starting to cover Saitama. I started on August 31st, happens to be my wife and I's anniversary. So that tells you what kind of a husband I am, I guess. I started creating content, and that was my first YouTube content too. It wasn't like I just started covering Saitama. I made a decision in August that I was going to cover Saitama, and I got my ducks in a row, and I just started making horrible content on August 31st. That's gradually gotten a little better, and hopefully I'm still improving the skill. But what happened here, September 22nd, so I've been going for 3 weeks at this point, and I almost had exclusive coverage of the space. Jake Gagan was doing some stuff, but the big YouTube crypto influencers, the ones I thought were the big guys at the time, now they're really big, some of them, but they didn't make any videos on Saitama right up till about this point in time, okay? And the 3 people that I reference in this video, and I'll post a link to it in the comments too. It's fascinating because it really shows how far we've come as a community. But they were Austin Hilton, who had 87,000 subscribers at the time, Zach Humphreys, who had 21,000, and Chad Reddings, who had 25,000. Chad has since doubled his subscribership to 48,000, roughly double, okay? Zach has tripled plus his, almost 4x'd his from 21,000 to 74,000. And Austin Hilton, who's a beast right now from a subscriber standpoint, has gone from 87,000 to 186,000. He's added 100,000 subscribers in exactly 90 days. Okay. Here's the serendipity, right? It's December 22nd. This was September 22nd. So it's been exactly 90 days. My subscriber count went from around 1,000, a little less than 1,000 at the time, to now around 11,000. So it's kind of crazy, but it started making me think about what's going on in the crypto space. Okay. Where I was kind of the only person talking about it for a while. A few other people, little bits here and there. Jake Gagan, probably the biggest name in the game, but at the time he didn't have very many subscribers either. He's exploded since then. Okay, now we have, and I'm not listing these in any particular order, and I'm not trying to leave anybody out. So if you're not on the list, please, I appreciate everything that everybody's doing. So, but from a few people, you have Cuff and the Dip and Justin doing a night show, Just a Man doing a daytime show every day. You have Saitama Vern participating with those guys. You've got Scott Herman, who's we just talked about, Ryan Patrick, who's making awesome videos, Crypto Deb, who I absolutely love her content. She's really, really solid, you guys. She talks about lots of different things. Lots of different crypto projects, but she talks about Saitama. Just Moonshot gave us a lot of love there, helped the development team quite a bit with Saitamask. He's now launched his own coin. Zach with Moonwalk Coins. Adam Shelton out there talking about Saitama. He's recently made some changes to his Saitama portfolio, but I'm confident he'll be a strong holder again here of Saitama before very long, because why wouldn't you be? There's such amazing things coming, but think about it, guys. Okay, when I made this video, there were 43,000 holders. Okay, 43,000 holders. Now we have 278,000 holders. It's like an increase of almost 250,000. Okay, it's incredible what's happened in the last 90 days. But when Saitama starts to roll again, and when the price starts moving, we get the Saitamask and things start moving forward. There's so many people talking about this now that when Saitama gets the spotlight and people start coming from all over the place trying to figure it out, they're going to be blown away with how much content and support, how strong the community is. And I think it's going to be explosive in 2022. I really, really do. And I try to be objective. I try not to overhype, but we went from 2 people talking about it 90 days ago to now 12 people talking about it. And all of our audiences have grown massively. The number of views that we're getting collectively is massive. The Twitter space now is a huge thing. That didn't even exist as far as I know. I never saw anybody do a Twitter space before recently here. Just tons of stuff. Mose, by the way, Mose is also making content. And I love his stuff, by the way. He's a really solid creator. Hennock. There's another one I left out. Lots of excitement there from Hennock. He's really big. Hey, I'm not going to leave out Bud either, okay? So Bud talks a ton about Saitama, okay? He's a prophet in his own right of Saitama. So lots of attention on it. All we need now is for the spotlight to swing back our direction, and watch out. It's going to be impressive. That's my take on it. All right. I want to show you my reflections, and then I'm going to shut it down for tonight. So, like I say, I think there were some reporting issues yesterday because I thought we had decent volume yesterday, and I didn't have a ton of reflections, but in the last 24 hours, my reflections were 101,781,000 new free Saitama tokens, bringing my total to 2,173,000,000 Saitama tokens. So this is pretty darn good for 1 month of just doing nothing but holding the token, okay? And if you're interested in learning more about reflections, you can watch some of my past videos, or check out saitamatoken.com. It's the official website. I'm not affiliated with it. I just make content because I like the project and because I want it to succeed. And in doing so, myself would, I'll also be succeeding. All right, folks, I hope you're having an amazing day. We're close to the holidays. Spend time with your family. Enjoy every minute of it. This stuff is fleeting, okay? Right before you know it, we'll all be setting New Year's resolutions, and we'll be working our guts out in the first month of next year to try to get a jump start on success and love, health, happiness for next year. Have a great day. Check back with me soon. We'll watch our Saitama stacks grow together.